And we continue. So, when you enter the world of Virbela, this is where you'll find yourself every time in the beginning. Keep in mind that when you've created your character the first time round, then when you go back and load the program, the next time you open it, you will automatically be put into the world and you won't see the character creation screen. So when you then log in next time, this is where you'll appear. Every time you open Virbela, this is the space that you'll find yourself in. So this area is known as the Open Campus of Virbela. And the Open Campus means that this is the regular server where everyone who enters the program is thrown into every time they open it. So in this world, everyone that you can see around might not be people from the Tone and Intonation conference. These might be people that work for Virbela or are here for separate conferences or other things. So just keep in mind that if you run up and talk to someone, they might not be from the conference that you're participating in. All right, with that being said, so Virbela, how does it work? How do we get around? What do we do? First things first. In order to control your avatar, you can either choose to use your mouse, your arrow keys, or the keys of WSAD. So in terms of your mouse, you can see that when I'm moving my cursor around, there's this highlight of a man following it around. And what this means is that when I click somewhere on the screen, my character will move to that location. Left clicking, that is. So this is one way of walking around in Virbela. Another way to move around is the arrow keys. So the arrow keys, it works very simply. Arrow key left is turn left, arrow key right is turn right, arrow key forward is move forwards, and arrow key back is move backwards. This creates a very natural way to control your character, I think, and is very reminiscent of what people can find in video games, if you're familiar. Another way to control your character is the WSAD. Works just like the arrow keys, the placement is just different, and I think the WSAD is a lot more familiar to people who play video games. So these are 3 ways to control your character. Then there's the question of the camera, what you're viewing. When you come into Virbela, your camera will always be fixed. So this means that the camera will always be in this position, turning with your character. However, you can also choose to go into free camera. To do this, you press the spacebar. You can see that there's this lock view that becomes unlocked on the bottom. This means that your view of your character, and actually your character's head, will turn with your mouse. So as I turn my mouse, my character's head will move around and my perspective will also move. So this is one way if I'm standing in a big hall and I don't want to bump into other avatars, I can press spacebar and have a look around more easily without having to move and jiggle around. However, I would recommend that you usually go with the spacebar locked. So when I press locked, you can see a little lock appears and the view is then fixed to my character's POV. In this way, you also, when you have to navigate these menus that we'll get to a bit later, your viewpoint won't move around everywhere, which is good, I think. I think it becomes a bit distracting and maybe too much motion sickness can occur. All right. The next thing you need to know to control your avatar is how to work the microphone. And before we get into operating it, there's a bit to be said about how does chatting work in Virbela at all. So Virbela usually works through proximity chat. This means that the closer you are to another avatar, the louder their voice will be coming from their microphone. The further away you are, the further away they will seem. So this creates a feeling that's very natural and that we recognize from real life. So in order to turn on your microphone, very simply, you might have already figured it out, there is this icon down here. Mic is off. So right now, the microphone is off for my avatar. I'm not using the microphone that I've connected to anything, and I'm not speaking in Virbela. No one can hear me. However, if I click it and I start talking, I'll just turn it off again so that people don't think that I'm a madman talking to myself. But you saw that when I began talking, a bubble appeared above my head. So in this way, I'm indicating actually that I'm saying something. Another very important feature is the third interface that you'll find in the left corner at the top. So this interface is the go-to interface. This is very crucial and very important. Definitely the most easy way to navigate the world, because if you open the minimap and have a look, you'll probably find it very intimidating. How am I going to get to the soccer field? You know, you might have an idea that I'll point my character in the right direction, arrow pointing forward, and then I'll just start moving towards it, which you could probably get there. But alternatively, this go-to menu is a shortcut for everything. So the go-to menu, what it does is that when you click it, you can see there's this go-to bar. Go-to means where your avatar will teleport to, essentially. So I can teleport to all these different locations. So, for example, campus locations, we're in the campus. Auditorium, welcome area. Welcome area is probably over here, as you can see. And then there's classroom, conference hall. But let's say, yeah, soccer field. Let's go there. You can find it in the campus locations, and when you click it, your avatar immediately teleports to the location. Super handy and super useful. And it'll also be a feature that we very much encourage you to use within the Team Suite, because it'll make your life a lot easier than having to find everything manually. It'll save a lot of time in the end. So, next thing, how do we get to the Team Suite? How do I get where the Thai conference is taking place? Good question. There's two ways to do this. So right now I'm just going to hit campus locations and welcome area. So this is where everyone comes in when they first access the program, right? So there's two ways to get into the Team Suite from here. If you don't want to explore the world first, you can either click on this board down here and enter the passcode that we've provided, then you'll get in. Or you can click go to, and then on the bottom there's the locked Team Suite. You click it, and then you enter the password. Two ways. All right, but now we've entered our code and we're ready to go into the Team Suite. So I'm just going to click remember passcode so I don't have to put it in all the time. I would recommend the same for you. Submit. And then it might take a second for us to teleport to the Team Suite. And there you go. You're now in the official Thai conference Team Suite. Everyone you see in here will be related to the Thai conference. So please go up and ask them anything. Have a chat. Have fun. All right, but that's all I had for you right now. See you in the next video. Bye.